Guys, it's a beautiful hot, little bit breezy Sunday afternoon here in Arizona, and I've got myself a new tool, new little machine here for little dirt work when I'm doing gravel for people. One of those little Chinese mini skid steers. This one is made by a company called MACHPRO, and you can see how high quality everything is. The stickers are already gone. It's a little dusty. The guy that had it, that I bought it from, had used it for about 1 hour, just getting used to it. He has a couple of these things for sale, so I went ahead and bought this one from him. It has less than 1 hour on it right now, currently. It's a gasoline motor, track drive, obviously. I wanted the one, I looked at a couple of these, and I like the one with the drive wheel up high, a little bit off the ground, so it's not banging on rocks or anything, which would be banging directly on that drive motor. So this is just a little different design. Some of them are, the tracks are flat and that drive wheel is down right against the ground, and I didn't want that, so I searched around and found one of these. It's got pretty basic joystick controls. These guys go forward and backwards with the tracks. This side works the boom up and down, and this side works the bucket up and down. It is plumbed for a couple of other lines, so you can put different attachments on there. I don't know what other attachments I might get. They're pretty simple to change. Just pull these pins, lock them open, and it drops the bucket, and then you pin on another one. Pretty simple. I used it just a teeny bit at his place before I decided to buy it, and it seemed to work pretty darn good, so I went for it. And up here I've got this pile of dirt that I dumped this pile of AB up here for our company a couple of weeks ago, and I'm like, hey, this would be a perfect place to try it out, move the pile around a little bit. So we're gonna give it a whirl and see what happens. I've got another little camera set up here that's pointed more at the pile. We'll get it going, and it's already been run a little bit as I unloaded it from the trailer. I'll video it going back in the trailer, but so it should start right up. It's an easy, it's got a pull start if you wanted to, and it's got an electric start, and it fires right up. Simple little throttle. Works pretty basic, and the lower you have it, the more smooth it is. So I've already got the bucket up, but we can go up with it. It goes up to about 7 feet. So that's full height right there, and it's above my head. I can walk underneath it here. So it goes plenty high to dump into my trailer if I wanted to. So let's drive it over here to the dirt pile and see what happens. Scoop. So this bucket is 44 inches wide and 19 inches deep, and I don't know, maybe 12 inches deep this way, 19 inches from the front to the back, 44 across. So that's a good full wheelbarrow right there easily, and a lot easier than having to shovel it and wheelbarrow it. All right, well, that's just a little test drive. I'm going to turn this off real quick. I mean, all in all, just from what I'm doing right here, I'm pretty pleased with it. It does a good job. It scoops up a full scoop pretty easily. It weighs, it says on there 650 kilograms on the tag. If you can see that here, 650 kilograms. That's about 1,450 pounds, give or take. So it doesn't have a huge amount of ground traction. But it was doing pretty good there. Once it got pushed into the pile and got full, the tracks would kind of spin. But if you lift up a little bit, rotate the bucket back a little bit, it would move forward and get it full. The way the controls work, it's not the easiest thing to drive forward and work the bucket and the controls at the same time. So, you know, this is forward. And from the forward position, you can move it over there, but it's not so easy to do all that at the same time, to drive and lift. And it's a single pump unit. There's only one hydraulic pump in there, I believe. Anyway, let me make sure. From what I found on the internet, yeah, there's just one hydraulic pump in there, if you can see that. So some of these machines, I don't know if they do it on these little track skid loaders, but on some of the mini excavators, they have two pumps, one that drives the track system and one that drives the boom and the arm and the bucket, so that you can do everything at the same time. But this, I mean, this really wasn't too bad. I want to fire it up and try scraping a little bit, like back scraping if you were spreading gravel and smoothing it out. So I want to see how that goes. I'm going to move this camera. I'll get this set up in a different spot and then I'll turn this back on. Got my camera moved. We'll go over that way and drag a little bit, see how it does doing that. End of the machine up. That's not bad. It's not, I wouldn't want to have to spread out, you know, a couple of acres of gravel, but one trailer load probably wouldn't be too bad. I don't know what's the best way to do it with this bucket, if I should have the bucket tilted down the way I do or keep it more flat. I'm going to try one with it a little bit more flat. Just a little. Yeah, see how that... Oh, that might be better that way. I like this thing. I like it a lot. So this hole right here, this is the exhaust. Doesn't feel too crazy hot in there. See how this all feels. Actually, that's hot. The exhaust is hot. But most of that doesn't feel too bad. And it's not a cold day today. It is definitely in the high 90s. It's a little bit overcast, so that's helping. But so overall, I'm pretty pleased with this little dude. I think it's going to give me a lot of good use. Hopefully it's going to hold up. You never know when you buy something like this. But from what I found on the internet, the parts are all really basic. You know, basic simple hydraulic rams, simple hoses. This part's all metal. You got hoses up there. The pump itself, I heard you can get those pumps like through Harbor Freight. Same thing with the motor. If the motor itself totally junked out on me, I guess I could just replace the whole motor. They're pretty simple. It's a 420cc gas engine, real basic. I'm gonna keep the ethanol free gas in it, so it shouldn't gum up if it ever sits very long. So all in all though, you can see where it's scraped pretty nice. It did a good job flattening that out. It makes a kind of a little thing going on here when you turn around in a tight circle. But just about anything with tracks is going to do that. So I'm not sure what the total lift capacity is on this thing. I think the stuff I saw online said between 400 and 600 pounds. So a bucket, one full scoop of AB or gravel or something like that, that's not going to be nearly that much. So I think it'll be able to do anything I want to do with it. The tracks, I mean, I have no idea how long those are going to last, how durable they're going to be. But from what I could see online, they're probably, to replace a pair of these would be somewhere between $200 and $300 to replace both of them, I think. And maybe if maybe I'm wrong and there's a different place that would get them a little cheaper than that, I hope. Because that's probably the thing I'll wear out the most. I hope everything else holds up pretty good. So this had a little damage. I just was remembering this, and this I believe came from when they shipped it. There was 2 of these at this guy's house, and both of them had similar. This was all torn up. This one has a little bit of a bend in it, but I think I can straighten that out easy enough. And it's not really affecting the way that it operates. These are just hand rests or hand holds anyway, and that it doesn't affect it. So has a little ding on the side right here. Again, that was from shipping when they pack these things pretty tightly, and they're all in big metal boxes or metal frames. So well, anyway, I hope to be making some videos soon on some jobs where I have to spread some gravel for people, and we'll be able to get this dude in use and have it start paying for itself, I hope. So there's a, let's see, what do we got here? There's a hydraulic sight glass, and it's just a little above the center, which is where it's supposed to be. I'll have to figure out what kind of oil I need to have on hand and that kind of stuff. And the oil dipstick is not in the easiest place to get to on these. It's back underneath here. I can't even really see it without getting down on my knees. But it's just about halfway in there. You reach in and pull it out, and it'll either have a little dipstick on it, or some of the YouTube videos I saw, it just is a cap, and you just stick your finger in there to see how much oil you've got. Got a little light up on the front, little horn when the key is on. So there's a light, little LED light. The hydraulic tank is in there. I see where you add to it, and looks like to do much maintenance in there, this plate has to come off. This is a pretty nice plate. This is like a 1/8 inch thick steel plate. So if you're lifting and drop a rock in there or something, it's not going to go in and smash your hydraulic pump or something, or your radiator. There's a little radiator right here to keep the engine cool. So, well, anyway, guys, I think I'm going to wrap that up. That's just a little demo. It's a great little machine as far as I can see. Who knows how long it's going to hold up and how durable it will prove to be. I've seen some videos where people have had these a year or 2 years and they just love them. They're doing really well. So that's what I'm hoping for. Hoping I got a good one. And if I didn't, hopefully whatever problems I have are easy to solve. But so far so good. And get her loaded back up. I'll put the camera up there in the trailer when I load it back up, but that'll be the end. I won't be talking through that. So you guys, if you like that video, please hit the like button. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, and maybe in the near future you'll get to see this little dude in action on a job or two, actually moving some gravel and spreading some stuff around for some people. It would be handy too on some of these junk jobs that I do. That one, I don't know how many of you watched the video, but the one I did a while ago where there was a lot of pack rat nests and stuff inside this old shed, what was left of this old shed, this would have been fabulous to help me load that stuff up. My son and I did that one, and there was a lot of shovels and wheelbarrows and trash bags, and it took us a long time, and we were just plumb wore out by the end of that. So this would have been such a big help then. So hopefully there'll be plenty of work for it. All right, guys, again, thanks a lot for watching. If you didn't hit it already, hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. I'll try to keep these videos coming. And until the next time, guys, I will catch you later.